You are welcome to this live stream. So tell a friend that Benny 218 is live. Yes, you are welcome. You are welcome. We are going to start. I told you yesterday, we are going to start today. We are going to be streaming live on YouTube. Okay, so we're going to look at something important, and that is instead of. Okay, we have started. We have started. Our life is always for a few minutes. Okay, so we're going to look at, so remember the channel is Benny 2178. This is the channel. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Okay, so we have started our live stream. We have started our live stream. Hope you can see the board clearly. Hope you can see the board clearly. Ndowooza olubaawo mululaba bulungi. Okay, as I told you last time, we always stream live at this time. We're going to streaming live. So the channel is Benny2178. Don't forget, that is our channel. Yes, and I've earlier told you that here we learn English and Luganda language with ease. Are we together? Yes. So we learn English and Luganda language with ease. Okay, so as I'm waiting for you guys to join, please come through. Let's learn with ease. Channel ya Feeri Benny2178. I told you last time that at exactly 5 we're going to be streaming live. Yes, we're always streaming live at this time. Kude when we're streaming live. Era nga bwe mbagamba nti bulunaku tubaayo ne live mu week. So batona bakufollowinga channel Benny2178 ku YouTube ne ku TikTok. So YouTube yaffe channel Benny2178, our YouTube channel. Okay, our YouTube channel is Benny2178. So before we proceed, I want to know how many are watching. Tutandike bameka bali mukulaba. Send me a hi. You can send me a hi. Abavudde ku TikTok umbaniriza channel ya Benny2178. Okay, so wangu oli mukulaba for the first time, send me a hi, and you can also send me a message where you are watching from before we proceed. So we're going to look at an important aspect. Tugenda kubaako tetuyiga ekipya. Nabagamba wano ku Benny2178 we learn English and Luganda language with ease. Okay, but before we proceed, okay, you are welcome. Ethazo cool, you are welcome. Abavudde ku TikTok, you can also, okay, hey Hassan Hussein, I don't know whether I pronounce your name clearly. Hussein, you are welcome. We have Hussein. Ani omulala aliko, I don't know kweyongerayo. We have Hussein. Send me a hi, send me a message. Where are you watching from? Yes, you are welcome. Can you see the body clearly? Before we proceed, you can send me a hi. Okay, hi Ethano cool. Okay, you are welcome guys. Omulala aliko before we proceed. I'm seeing Ethano Hussein Lubega. Ani omulala aliko. Send me a hi nga tunaba kweyongerayo. Remember, nabagamba today tugenda kuba tusoma ekintu ekyo twabadde ku TikTok channel eri Benny2178. What are followinga? That is the channel. Okay, let's start. We're going to look at this word instead of. A very common word, instead of. Remember, here we learn English and Luganda language with what? With ease. Twigolimi oluzungu n'oluganda mu bwangu. We are going to look at this word, instead of. Instead of, what does it mean in English and Luganda? Instead of, eyinza okutegeeza mu kifo. Instead of can mean mu kifo kya, okay, mu kifo kya bla bla bla. Nga wona agamba yanywedde omwenge mu kifo kya soda. Tuli fena. So instead of in Luganda tuyinza ogamba mu kifo kya, okay, mu kifo kya instead of. So tugenda tandika tugambe tugenda kuyiga engeri tukozesa instead of. Instead of kitegeeza ki? Instead of, it's used, this one means in place of, okay, means in place of, instead of, mu kifo kya. So in Luganda, instead of can mean mu kifo kya. Are we together? So instead of ekozesebwa nga waliwo ekintu ekyakolebbwa mu kifo ky'ekirala. Okay, one action happens one action happens, okay, in the place of another, okay? One action happens in the place of another. So instead of, it means one action happens and that action happens in the other place. So you expect something else to happen, but instead of that thing happens, you correct or you do something else. Are we together? Beautiful. So instead of means mu kifo kya, so ekintu kyakolebwa mu kifo kya, so wandikoze ekintu ekirala naye wakoze mu kifo kya. Are we together? Instead of. So it means that one action happens, takes place, instead of doing another action. Are we together? So in place, instead of, another word that can mean instead of is rather. Okay? Rather. Rather. Are we together? Rather. Rather. So you do an action rather than doing the next action. We're going to look at examples, but I'm still explaining the meaning. One more time. Instead of can mean rather. Are we together? Rather. So you do something else in place of another. Instead of you doing the action, instead you do the next action, or you do the opposite way. Okay? So instead of can mean rather. And this in Luganda tugambye instead of kiyinza okutegeeza oba tukikozesa okutegeeza mu kifo kya okola ekintu ekimu naye ekyo ekintu ekikola so nga wandibadde okola ekintu ekirala so n'okyusaamu n'okola ekirala mu kifo kya. Are we together? Excellent. Hope you are understanding what I'm trying to talk about. Okay, let's have a look at examples. Examples. Okay? Examples. Examples. So when you are using instead of, you must have two actions. Onokuba ng'olina ebintu bibiri ebyandikolebwa. Ekimu ky'otaakola, then ekirala ky'okola. Okay? One action that you did not do, and then the second action that you took on. Are we together? Onokuba ng'olina ebintu bibiri. Ekintu ekimu ky'otaakola, then ekintu ekirala ky'owakola. So olina ebikolwa bibiri, you have two intended actions. Hope we are together on that. Beautiful. Okay, examples. Number one, example number one, if I say, I drank water. I drank water. So this is what you did. I drank water. I drank water. So instead of, for example, you are supposed to take soda. So I drank soda instead of soda. Are we together? I drank water instead of soda. So you had to take soda, but instead you drank water. Are we together? So instead, ekozesebwa okulaga ekikolwa kye wakola ate nga ekirala kye waleka. So ekyo ekirala kye waleka, that is when you use instead of. You have to have two actions. Onokuba ng'olina ebikolwa bibiri. Kye waleka n'ekyo kye wakola. So kye wakola kye kisooka, kiki kye wakola? I drank water instead of soda. Are we together? I drank water instead of soda. Tulifena? I drank water instead of soda. Beautiful. And this in Luganda, kiri nze nanywa mazzi. Okay? Nze nanywa mazzi. I drank water. Nze nanywa mazzi mu kifo kya soda. I drank water instead of soda. Nze nanywa mazzi mu kifo kya soda. Tulifena? Nze nanywa mazzi mu kifo kya soda. Mulifena? Are you getting me? Excellent, excellent. So I drank water instead of soda. Nze nanywa mazzi mu kifo kya soda. So olaga bikolwa bibiri, ekyo kye wakola ne kye waleka. So kye waleka kye wandiike n'omaze okuwandiika instead of. Mu kifo kyaki kye waleka mu kifo kya soda. Those are types of category. So I drank water instead of soda. It's going to be nze nanywa mazzi mu kifo kya soda. Tulifena? Excellent, beautiful. So let's have a look at some other examples. Obanga wakatwe yungako, the channel is Benny 2178. Here we learn English and Luganda language with ease. So if you are interested in learning English or Luganda, this is your channel. And those who want the number always display it on screen. Okay, let's proceed. Example 2. Example 2. Let's proceed to the next example. Example 2. Example 2. I can say, I walked. I walked. Okay? I walked. I walked instead of watching TV. Okay? I walked instead of watching TV. One more time. I walked instead of watching TV. I walked instead of watching TV. How can you say that sentence in Luganda? How can you say that sentence in Luganda? I walked instead of watching TV. How can I say that in Luganda? I walked instead of watching TV. I walked instead of watching TV. I walked instead of watching TV. How can I say that in Luganda? So you come and say, inze nakola. Inze nakola mu kifo ky'okulaba TV. Inze nakola mu kifo ky'okukola ki? Inze nakola mu kifo ky'okulaba TV. I worked instead of watching TV. Inze nakola mu kifo ky'okulaba ki? Ky'okulaba TV. Okay, the next example. I can say, Tom danced instead of singing. Okay? Tom danced instead of singing. So you have Tom danced instead of singing. Olaba ekikolwa kyeyakola Tom yazina. Okay? Mu kifo ky'okukola ki? Mu kifo ky'okuyimba. So Tom danced instead of what? Instead of singing. So I'm going to come and say, Tom yazina mu kifo ky'okukola ki? Ky'okuyimba. Mu kifo ky'okuyimba. Okay? Tom danced instead of singing. So kyeyakola ky'osoosa, the action that he did, you put it first, then after writing instead, osemberayo kyeyataakola. Are we together? Tom danced instead of slide. Teacher? Slide? I don't understand. What are you trying to mean? Slide? Okay. Okay, no problem. So we have Nyagala ongambe. I want you to write this sentence in English. I want you to tell me that teacher yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. Teacher yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. How can I say that in English? Teacher yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. Yes. I want you to tell me that word in English. Teacher yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. Omusomesa yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. Yes? Can you write that answer? Omusomesa yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. Omusomesa yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. Yes, how can I say that? Omusomesa yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. Omusomesa, nyagala ongambe. This is yours to try. Omusomesa, I think let me rub off this. Njagala oŋŋambe omusomesa yakaaba. Omusomesa yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. Omusomesa yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. I want you to tell me this sentence in Luganda. Omusomesa yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. Yes. I want to have a look at your answers. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up icon. Omusomesa yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. How can I say that? Remember tugambye instead of kitegeeza mu kifo kya. So I want you to tell me omusomesa yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. Yes, please. Tell me that answer in English. Type your answers in the comment section such that I can see them. Obanga olina kyoyizeemu, typing a screen, liking a share. Abakatweyungako, we are learning instead of oba mu kifo kya. So we've said we use this when you are talking about two actions. The one that you did, ekikolwa kye wakola, neyo kye waleka. So njagala oŋŋambe omusomesa yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. Yes, please. Omusomesa yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. I want to have a look at your answers, please. Tap the screen, like and share. You can give me a thumbs up icon. Naffe tumale tweyongereyo. Don't forget buli we tuba tubeerawo ne life mbagamba. So I want you to write that answer. Wandika answer eyo. Write that answer. Omusomesa yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. In English, please. In English. Yes. Omusomesa yakaaba. I'm not seeing your answers, guys. I'm not seeing your answers. Omusomesa yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. Yes. I want to have a look at your answers, please. Omusomesa yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. How can I say that in English and Luganda? Yes. Omusomesa yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. Yes. How can I say that? I'm not seeing your answers, guys. Type the answers. Try that sentence out. Omusomesa yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. Anyone to try? In English. Write it in English. Omusomesa yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. Hello, how are you? Hope you're fine. Yes. Omusomesa yakaaba mu kifo ky'okuseka. Anyone? Answers are nga siziraba. I'm not seeing your answers. Okay, this is going to be the teacher cried instead of laughing. Okay? The teacher cried instead of laughing. The teacher cried instead of laughing. Okay, this is yours to try. Njagala oŋŋambe abaana mu Luzungu. Abaana baazannya. Abaana baazannya mu kifo ky'okulya. Abaana baazannya mu kifo ky'okulya. I want you to tell me this answer in English. Write your answers. The teacher cried instead of laughing. Yeah, you are right. Navigated. Omulala. Njagala oŋŋambe abaana baazannya mu kifo ky'okulya. How can I say that? Abaana baazannya mu kifo ky'okulya. Yes. Write that answers. Clara. I'm seeing Firuza. I'm seeing Fuzu Abdullah. Yes. Njagala oŋŋambe abaana baazannya mu kifo ky'okulya. Yes. Yes. Write that answer. Abaana baazannya mu kifo ky'okulya. Abaana baazannya mu kifo ky'okulya. Yes. How can I say that? How can I say that in English? Anyone to try? Abaana baazannya mu kifo ky'okulya. Ngamba ntya? Abaana baazannya mu kifo ky'okulya. How can I say that? The children played instead of eating. Excellent. Navigated. That is right. The children played instead of what? The children played instead of eating. Yes. The children played instead of eating. Okay, another sentence. The last one. Njagala oŋŋambe. I want you to tell me. Njagala oŋŋambe. Taata taata yeebaka, taata yeebase, si yeebaka, taata yeebase mu kifo kyo kugenda okukola. Taata yeebase mu kifo ky'okugenda okukola. How can I say that in English? Taata yeebase mu kifo ky'okugenda okukola. Yes, that is the last one. Taata yeebase mu kifo ky'okugenda okukola. How can I say that in English? Taata yeebase, njagala ngambe taata yeebase mu kifo ky'okugenda okukola. How can I say that in English? Taata yeebase mu kifo ky'okugenda okukola. How can I say that in English? Taata yeebase mu kifo ky'okugenda okukola. How can I say that in English, please? Taata yeebase mu kifo ky'okugenda okukola. How can I say that? Anyone to try? Taata yeebase mu kifo ky'okugenda okukola. Taata yeebase mu kifo ky'okugenda okukola. How can I say that in English? Yes. Ekyo kiyammwe kugezaako. Taata yeebase. Taata yeebase. Okay? Taata yeebase mu kifo ky'okugenda okukola. Taata yeebase mu kifo ky'okugenda okukola. How can I say? Nabyetedde ngambe the father slept instead of going for work. Okay, but taata yeebase is the father is sleeping, oba the father is sleeping kubanga taata yeebase kati. So the father is sleeping instead of going for work. Okay, taata, the father is sleeping instead of going for work. Instead of going to work, that's the best answer. The father is sleeping instead of going to work. Is that okay? Okay, so I think ekyo leero kyetubale tulina okusomako instead of mu kifo kya. Don't forget, every time tugenda kuba streaming live ne ku YouTube. Era mbagenda kuba mbagamba ku TikTok oba ne ku YouTube. So I'm going to be telling you guys. Okay? So please stay tuned at BennyBet178. Even we're going to have a live ngenda kuba mbagamba ku YouTube oba ku TikTok. So please stay tuned ku Benny ku YouTube ne ku TikTok. Okay? I think olina kyoyizeemu leero. That is it for today. Let's meet up next time. Thank you for being online. Abaddeko. Let's meet up next time. Bye.